Hello, Jana Montgomery here, and I'm answering 5.2a, talking about a racialized society. Sorry, this is a little tardy. I've been a little under the weather lately. Um, so, answering each one. A, according to Emerson and Smith, what is a racialized society? According to Divided by Faith, a racialized society can also be said to be a society that allocates differentially economic, political, social, and even psychological rewards to groups along racial lines that are socially constructed. Um, so the way I interpreted that, in other words, is that there is no true equal based on race. Every aspect of society can and is different. B, in what ways is claiming color blindness counterproductive? Um, in according to Emerson and Smith, um, I I don't know what page that was. I believe it was 89. It says, because reality is socially constructed, a highly effective way to ensure the perpetuation of a racialized system is to simply deny its existence. Um, yes. That I feel like that once, I just feel like every time I hear the argument, especially from white people, that we should be colorblind. I don't see color. I don't see anything. What you're really saying is, I don't see anything outside of my own worldview and experience. So, therefore, I can't understand or relate or want to relate to anything outside of that. Meaning, if there is a problem and there's something that needs to be fixed, I don't want to address it because I don't think there's a problem. Um, so we'll talk to you about C. In your opinion, why does talking about race or ethnicity often become difficult or volatile? Why is it difficult or not for you to talk about race or ethnicity personally? Um, Depends who I'm talking to about it. If I'm talking to people of my own ethnicity about race, I find I can have very pointed conversations about race, and if anything, it's comparing experiences. Um, And what I like about talking about people of my own ethnic group or other people of color is that our experiences may not necessarily be the same, but at least everyone's open to everybody else's experience. Um, I do find it difficult to talk about race with people that are white because for I guess every time I think I know people, because there's just certain things you just don't initially talk about. So just when you think you know people, then you have these people that come out of the woodwork. Like we're just gonna be transparent because this is homework, but we're just gonna be real. Once Trump was elected, I found a lot of people that were in my circle, not in my immediate circle, but associates I had, coworkers, people I met through when I was going to get my undergrad degree. I thought I knew them and I didn't. And I had a lot of people on Facebook I unfriended or had confrontations with because out of the woodwork they would just say things like, one guy in particular, um, we discussed, he argued that there was no such thing as white privilege. And, he had posted, there was some video or something that he commented, oh, white privilege doesn't exist. And everyone has the same opportunities in America. You just have to work hard and you just have to. And, and I was just like, no. And he's just like, I mean, I've never been, and he got real offended. Like, well, I've never been mean to you. I've always been, nice to you, and I don't have any problem with you being black or whatever. I said, well, that's all fine and good, but you have to understand that because you are a white man in America, there are things you can do that I will never be able to do. And if you don't see that, and if you just feel like there's some kind of lie perpetuated by the media, then we can't be cool. We can't. I can't allow myself to just be okay with you accepting that. So we can't be cool. So I unfriended him. But I mean, one thing me and my husband have been noticing lately too, like anytime we're out anywhere driving, if there is a crosswalk, like if it's the Monon Trail up here in Proverb or anything, if there is a white man crossing the street, he never looks. And I told my husband, I said, that must be really, that's white privilege. You will cross the street and know no one will ever hit you. I can't say the same. And, so I don't have a problem talking about race. I just feel like what frustrates me is the reality that just some people just don't understand that there are different Americas. They don't just live in one America. So it's just kind of bizarre to me. And that kind of leads me to answering the last question. I'm a little over. And the way the church contributes to the problem of racism is the fact that because we're so separated, they say the 11 o'clock hour is the most segregated hour in America. Because you have denominations, but then you have denominations that are split by race. If you have maybe an African American denomination, maybe a Baptist denomination that speaks out against something, then you're going to have possibly the other side of the denomination, the white side or whatever, saying, well, we don't feel that way and we don't support you because we don't feel that's a problem. And I just feel like that because there's so much division between the denominations and parts of the church, it's hard to come together to solve certain problems of race and discrimination because we can't be on one accord. And if the church can't be on one accord on social issues and certain things of this nature, how do we expect our government to come together as well? So, but that is my personal opinion on that. And that is 5.2a, Part A, and I will be posting Part B shortly.